Hello students, welcome to Kavya's tutorial. In previous class, we have learned how to prepare the royalty analytical table, and using the royalty analytical table, we also learned how to prepare the journal entries in the book of Lessee. Today we are going to learn how to prepare our post-ledger details using the journal entries. For this, we need to prepare three ledger accounts, that is royalty, landlord and short workings. Coming to the royalty account, we have royalty twice in first year. That is, one is in debit and one is on credit side. So, as it is on debit, we need to take the details which are on the credit side. So, on the credit side, we have to landlord account. Here, it is on credit side. So, we need to take the details which are on the debit side. That is P&L account. Here in the first year, we have royalty on the debit side. So we are coming on to the debit side. Left side is debit, right side is credit. So coming on to the debit side, we have royalty account. So opposite to the debit is credit. Credit is to landlord account. So we need to write the details of landlord account here. But the amount should be of royalty itself. So we are entering royalty as 2000, as it is 2000. Coming on to the credit side, we need to see royalty is on credit side. So we need to see what is on the debit side. Debit side is P&L account. So we need to write by P&L account. But the amount should be of royalty amount itself, which is 2000 again. Similarly, the next 4 years also. In second year, we have royalty again in two places. One is in debit side and one is on credit side. So coming on to the debit side, fill the details which are on the credit side, which is again to landlord account. But the amount should be of royalty amount, which is 5000. And royalty is on credit side. So come on to the credit side. But enter the details which are on the opposite, that is debit details, which is P&L account again. P&L account. But the amount should be of royalty itself, which is 5000 again. Coming to the third year, we have royalty again in two places. One is in debit side and one is in credit side. So as it is on debit side, you take the details which are on the credit side. That is again to landlord account. But the amount should be of royalty itself, which is 15,000. Coming to the credit side, we need to take what is opposite, that is debit, P&L account again. But the amount should be of royalty itself. So here we'll get entry as by P&L account, which is 15,000. We should not enter this amount. We have to enter the royalty amount itself, which is 15,000. And you can cross check, this both amounts will be same. Coming to the fourth year, royalty account is on two sides again. Two times, sorry. One is on debit side and one is on credit side. So as it is on debit side, we have to come on to the debit side in the ledger account, but take the details which are in the credit side. So that will be again to landlord account. But the amount we should enter of royalty itself, which is 18,000. Coming to the royalty account, which is on the credit side, take the details which are opposite, that is debit side. So take P&L account details into the ledger account, that is by P&L account. But amount should be of royalty itself, which is 18,000. Here anyhow the amounts are similar, so there must not be any confusion. But in the year of recoupment and not recoupment year, we'll have confusion. So to avoid that, you better learn to enter the amount of royalty itself. Coming to the fifth year again. Coming to the fifth year again, we have royalty twice. As royalty on debit side, we have to come on to the debit side, but take the details which are on the credit side, which is to landlord account. Amount should be of royalty itself, that is 20,000. And the royalty account is on credit side. So take the details which are on the debit side, that is P&L account. By P&L account. And amount should be of royalty itself, that is 20,000. Ensure you mention the years or dates, whatever it is, and also make sure that you mention the JF, which is journal folio. Now we are going to prepare landlord ledger account. So for this, again similarly, come to the first year journal entries. Here we have landlord twice. One is in credit side and one is on debit side. So as it is on credit side, come on to the credit side first. Okay, coming on to the credit side, but take the one which is opposite. Here we have two opposites, so we need to take these two entries, that is royalty account and short workings account, which is by royalty account, this is for first year, and by short workings account. If there is single entry of landlord, we need to, as there are two details in debit side, we are taking the two details into the ledger account, but we need to put the amount as it is, royalty amount as it is and short workings account amount as it is, which is 2,000 and 8,000. And second entry of landlord is in debit side, so take whatever is on credit side, which is to bank account. So come on to the, as it is on debit side, come on to the debit side, but enter to bank account, but the amount should be of landlord itself. When the opposite side we have only one entry, we need to make the opposite amount entries, but when there are two entries, you need to put the respective amount. You can also check here, these two amounts got tallied. Now coming to the second year. Coming to the second year, we have landlords at two places. One is on credit side and one is on debit side. So as it is on credit side, come on to the credit side, which is of second year. On credit we have landlord. On debit, opposite is debit. So we have two entries here. So we have to take these two entries and respective amounts of this royalty and short workings, which will be by royalty account, amount will be 5,000, and by short workings account, amount will be 5,000. Here it is on debit side, so come on to the debit side. Come on to the debit side. The opposite one is credit details, which is to bank account. Take the amount of landlords itself. Coming to the third year. In third year, we have landlords again at two places. One is on credit and one is on debit. So as it is on credit side, we need to come on to the credit side, but take the details which are on the debit side, that is royalty amount, by royalty account. The amount of that is 15,000. And here we have on debit side. So come on to the debit side. So the opposite thing is twice, which is to short workings account and to bank account. So we need to take this both details, but put the respective amount. That is to bank account and to short workings account. Bank account is 10,000, short workings is 5,000. And you can check the both years credit and debit sides are equal. Coming to the fourth year, landlord account is again twice. One is on credit and one is on debit. So as it is on credit side, come on to the debit. As it was on credit, come on to the credit side. And the opposite details are of royalty account, which is on of debit. So take by royalty account. And amount is 18,000. And here it is on debit side. So come on to the debit side. But take the details which are of credit side to bank account. Take the amount of the landlord, which is 18,000. Coming to the fifth year, we have landlords again at two places. One is on credit side, one is on debit side. So as it is on credit side, come on to the credit side. But take the details which are on the debit side. So it will be by royalty account. Amount should be 20,000. As it is a landlord's ledger, you need to take the amount which is of landlord itself. Unless there are two entries on the opposite side. If there are two entries on the opposite sides, you have to take that particular amounts. Here again it is on debit side. So come on to the debit side. But take the details which are of credit side. On credit we have to bank account. But take the amount of landlord itself. So we'll get an entry of to bank account 20,000. Here also you can see 20,000 on both sides as well. Now to prepare the short workings ledger account, we need to check in the journal entries of first year how many times we have short workings. Here we can see only once we have short workings, that is on debit side. So come on to the debit side in the ledger account. Take the thing which is opposite to the debit, that is credit. We have to landlord account. So we need to enter to landlord account. But enter the amount of short workings itself, which is 8,000 here. And we don't have any other entry of short workings here. So to balance this, what we need to do is, in first year, by balance, carry it down, which is 8,000 itself. As we are balancing, for each year you need to balance at the end of the year. Coming to the second year, we have short workings again only once. So before entering the short working details, what we need to do is we have to bring down the previous year's balance amount, that is to balance brought down, which is 8,000. And coming to the short working details, opposite is credit, which is to landlord account. So write those details like landlord account, but enter the amount of short workings itself. And we don't have any other short workings entries in the journal entries of second year. So this will be 13,000. So as it is a balance amount, what we need to do is by balance carried down, which is 13,000. Coming to the third year, we have recoupment short workings and not recoupment short workings. So we made two entries in the journal entries. Do you remember? One is recouped one and one is not recouped one. So coming into the first short workings, as it is on credit side, come on to the credit side. Here what we need to do is to balance brought down, which is 13,000. Here in the third year we have on the credit side, so take the details of opposite, which is debit. So write to landlord account by landlord account, and the amount should be of short workings itself, which is 5,000. And here we have again on the credit side, so take the opposite one, which is of debit side, that is P&L account. So write here by P&L account. Enter the amount of short workings itself, which is 8,000. Here the opposite is only single entry, so take the amount of the respective one. If there are double entries, you need to put the respective amount of the respective credit or debit itself. In fourth year and fifth year, we don't have any kind of short working, so we are not going to make any entries for fourth and fifth. So we need to balance it here itself, which is 13,000. This side and this one is 13,000. Both are equal. So it has been proved that our calculation is correct. Hope you liked my video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. And please do comment if you like my video and was it helpful to you. Thank you.